with a huge talent and big ambitions. That's how Peter Ndlovu started his career, similar to many other players. But talent alone is never enough. It must be accompanied by several other key factors: hard work, strong will, self-confidence, and a strong personality. This is the story of Peter's beginnings and how he got to the pinnacle of football.
Man from Bulawayo, this is Peter Ndlovu. Great balance, scoring well on his left foot.
Coming to see just on its own. A magnificent goal by Peter Ndlovu.
Dintlha ya bone ya Zimbabwe. Dintlha ya bone ya Zimbabwe e kana mohlankana a rekisa nyathi ka mane ka ra leqele.
In the rich tapestry of Zimbabwean football, a trio of siblings has left an indelible mark, rising to the upper echelons of the local game. The Ndlovu brothers, Madinda, Peter and the late Adam, stand as a testament to the extraordinary talent that has graced the nation's football arenas over the years. The eldest, Madinda Ndlovu, was born on May 2, 1965, in Binga, a figure whose football prowess would set the stage for his younger siblings to follow. Adam, born on June 26, 1970, in Bulawayo, and Peter, born on February 25, 1973, in the same city, completed this formidable trio. Born with innate abilities on the field, the Ndlovu brothers seamlessly complemented each other every time they stepped onto the pitch. The threesome captivated football enthusiasts across the nation with their dazzling footwork, rapid pace, and remarkable goal-scoring prowess, cementing their legacy in the local soccer scene. Their combined performance was consistently sensational, instilling fear in defenders when facing Highlanders as they struggled to contend with the formidable Ndlovu brothers. Despite their exceptional talents, Highlanders never had the opportunity to field all three siblings simultaneously. This was due to the emergence of the youngest brother, Peter, who made his breakthrough into the Bosso first team in the latter part of the 1988 season, coinciding with the eldest brother, Madinda, venturing into the West Germany League. Adam had the privilege of sharing the field with both his brothers at different points in their club-level careers. On the other hand, Peter's partnership was limited to teaming up with Adam for Bosso until 1991, when he made the move to England. It was only at the senior national team level that the formidable trio, the Ndlovu brothers, unleashed their collective firepower, although Madinda's illustrious career was drawing to a close. A common thread among the brothers is that each of them earned a spot in the senior national team before their 20th birthday. While Madinda paved the way for his younger siblings, allowing them to establish themselves and attain legendary status at Highlanders FC and the senior national team, it is the youngest, Peter, who holds the bragging rights in the Ndlovu family saga. Their story starts in the dusty streets of Bulawayo's oldest suburb, Makokoba, where they grew up playing with homemade plastic balls with other boys in the neighborhood. Talented children back then were easily identified by the city council's community officers that were in charge of the various youth centers dotted around the city. The Ndlovu brothers stayed in a flat just a stone's throw from one such venue, the Thabiso Youth Center in Makokoba, which gave children a platform to exploit their talent in sport, drama, music, and dance. The youth centre had teams and coaches for different sports, and it was here that teams from around the city scouted for talent for their junior sides. Interestingly, back then, junior leagues were probably much more competitive than the Super League. There were teams that only had junior teams that competed in the various age group leagues from under-14s to the under-18s, so competition was stiff. Although they were all first spotted in the streets of Makokoba, and then absorbed into the youth centre teams before being snapped up by the Highlanders Juniors Academy, Peter emerged as the most famous of the Ndlovu brothers. Peter went on to have the most successful football career, of which 14 years were spent in England. Peter went to Locha Primary School in Makokoba before enrolling at Mzilikazi High, schools that both had a strong football culture, and quickly established himself in their first teams. Peter tormented defenders with his dribbling skills and rare flash of speed that left opponents stunned, as he banged in goals using both feet with ease. However, very few people know that he tormented defenders, running on 9 toes after the little toe on his left foot was amputated, according to his older brother Madinda. His little toe was amputated when he was a young boy. As youngsters, you go through lots of adventures, and he was unfortunately cut by a broken bottle and the wound wouldn't heal, so it was decided that the toe be cut off, Madinda said. Growing up in Bulawayo, Peter shared the common childhood aspiration of playing for Highlanders, following in the footsteps of his brothers. This ambition found nurturing under the guidance of the renowned junior development coach, Ali Baba Dube, who took Peter under his wing during his time at Mzilikazi High School and within the Bosso Juniors. Dube's rigorous coaching style played a pivotal role in shaping Peter into the stellar player he ultimately became. Gift Lunga Sr., Peter's striking partner at Highlanders, expressed his honour in teaming up with such a talented individual as Nsuku Zonke. He went on to describe Peter as an 8th wonder of the world during their shared playing days at Bosso. I remember one Chibuku Trophy Under-16 final in Harare, where we played against Red Wing from Mutare as curtain raisers to a Dynamos vs Caps United match at the National Sports Stadium. At half-time, we were down 0-1, and Dube was boiling in the dressing room. In the second half, Peter scored 6 goals, and we eventually won the final 10-1, and that's the day I realised that Peter was in a world of his own, said Lunga. Lunga was also part of the Bosso Under-19 squad that toured Aberdeen, Scotland and Wales in 1987 for tournaments that featured teams from 14 countries. Highlanders won those tournaments, and Peter was voted Player of the Tournament in both events. Peter and Mackay Nyathi were initially set to remain in the United Kingdom and join the Manchester United Academy after their impressive performance at the tournaments. But things somehow changed and they flew back home with the rest of the team. Peter later returned to England for trials with Coventry City together with his brother Adam, whom Dube rates as the most talented of the 3 Ndlovu brothers. Coventry wanted one player and ended up settling for Peter because of his age. He was 2 years younger than Adam, and I think they felt they could get more value in a younger player. But I am still convinced that Adam was the best among those boys. Yes, all were talented, but Adam was ahead, said Dube. Before leaving for Coventry, Peter had become a star player in the Highlanders lineup, after graduating into the first team at the recommendation of Dube. Rewinding back a little, the late Barry Darker, who was Highlanders' coach at the time, was initially hesitant to sign Peter Ndlovu to Highlanders, saying supporters will attack them if they fielded him because of his small body frame. He was assured by Peter Ndlovu's developmental coach during his time at Mzilikazi, Ali Baba Dube, who assured him that the boy wouldn't disappoint. His debut in 1988 must have been against Black Aces in Harare, and he came in as a substitute and scored. And the rest is history. Peter was still a learner at Mzilikazi High when he made his debut for Bosso in 1988 and helped his school scoop the inaugural Coca-Cola Schools football competition the following year. The fearsome Mzilikazi High team featured, among others, Peter's best friend Benjamin Nukonjera and Mackay Nyathi, who all went on to make a mark at Highlanders and in the national team. Peter made many man-of-the-match performances for Highlanders during the few seasons that he was with them, before being snapped up by English League side Coventry City in June 1991. He made history by becoming the first African player to play in the New English Premier League, EPL, on August 19, 1992, when he made his debut for Coventry City in their win over Tottenham Hotspurs at White Hart Lane, after coming on as a substitute for John Williams in the 70th minute.
And then Love made it his, he was quick, and he finished! applauds the crowd, who give him a standing ovation. He got inside Calverhouse, took on Sutton. Now look at this finish. Look at the balance. Brilliant.
Since his pioneering role as the first African to debut in the EPL years ago, more talented African players have gone on to illuminate the EPL. Among them are five-time African Player of the Year Samuel Eto'o, former World Player of the Year George Weah, Didier Drogba, Anthony Yeboah, JJ Okocha, Michael Essien, Yaya Toure, Celestine Babayaro, and Emmanuel Adebayor. Peter was signed for Coventry by Terry Butcher in June 1991, and his first season for the Sky Blues in English football happened to be the last for the Old English League system. He scored 17 goals in his first EPL season for Coventry and 11 goals in the following season. His hat-trick against Liverpool in the 1994-95 season stands out as one of his most outstanding performances in a Coventry shirt, as he became the first visiting player to score a hat-trick against the Reds at Anfield in 30 years. Peter played 154 games for Coventry and scored 34 goals between 1992 and 1997 before moving to Birmingham City in July 1997. He was loaned to Huddersfield Town in 2000 and then released to join Sheffield United in February 2001. He left English football in 2004 and was signed by South African side Mamelodi Sundowns, who were still in the process of rebuilding after being bought by current CAF president Patrice Motsepe. After 5 years with the Brazilians, Peter joined Thunder Royal Zulu, but was released after they were relegated from the South African Premier Soccer League and retired from playing. He was taken out of retirement by Northern Region Division 1 side Highfield United in Harare, and then loaned to police side Black Mambas in 2011. He became assistant coach of the Zimbabwe senior national team after finally hanging up his boots. Tragedy struck Peter when he was involved in a car crash near the Victoria Falls airport on December 16, 2012, which left his brother Adam dead after the BMW X5. Peter was driving, burst a tyre, careened off the road and crashed into a tree. Peter suffered internal injuries, head injuries, broken ribs and a broken leg, while a female friend in the same car was also killed. Peter faced trial for culpable homicide in March 2013 and was acquitted the following month, with the court citing lack of evidence. Following his recovery from injuries, Peter briefly served as the Zimbabwe under-23 coach and Warriors assistant coach. However, his trajectory took a significant turn when Patrice Motsepe extended an invitation for him to assume the position of Mamelodi Sundowns manager in July 2013. Peter's association with the Warriors dates back to the early 1990s, starting with the Dream Team, coached by the late Reinhard Fabisch, and spanning until his retirement. Throughout his international career, Peter consistently prioritized his country, rarely missing a call-up and always putting the Warriors first. Demonstrating remarkable commitment and patriotism, he even personally funded his travels to represent the Warriors and provided assistance to his teammates. Amassing approximately 100 caps for the Warriors, Peter solidified his legendary status when he captained the team to its inaugural Africa Cup of Nations appearance in Tunisia in 2004. Widely regarded as Zimbabwe's greatest player of all time, Peter's impact on the sport is indisputable.
Zimbabwe kana kadi 18 mhlangano ufitile kyawa fire yijile kinhla yabuna ya Zimbabwe kinhla yabuna ya Zimbabwe ekana mhlangano arekisa nyathi kamane karole qelem muraurawa nyathi arumsala muraw empire yamsora sibatibana makanda sena o tsaka swele ka ditlatsori ijile kyabune ya Zimbabwe akolobetso e bohlasa hakalo ya Afrika Borwa.
unyawo lonwabo nangoke elinqende ibhola ubona nje ezolishaya kahle ngakhona ushaya nje ngesitayela kahle kakhulu noma ngabe livimbile la bezovela lingene ngoba bezolifaka yena uIwi kodwa nokho labhajwa epalini